Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars and welcome to another First Impressions video. Well, today is the release date for Football Manager 2024 Console Edition, and I'm giving you my first impressions for the PlayStation 5 version of this game. Last year was the first time that we got a Football Manager game on the PlayStation for a long time. It was actually delayed for quite a while because there were some issues, I think, with Sony. They got them ironed out, and I think we got the game in around, I don't know, it was after Christmas anyway, maybe early January, maybe February time, something like that. And it's a game I've put absolutely mountains of hours into. I've put well over 200 hours into Football Manager 2023, so I've been quite looking forward to Football Manager 2024. Now, what you're going to see here is 30 minutes of gameplay that's been edited down from like the first, I don't know, maybe first hour of the game, something like that. So you don't want to see me just flicking through menus and things like that. You want to see some of the gameplay of the games and what have you, and some of the new bits and pieces in the game. And my early impressions are really that there's not what I would call wholesale changes here, but you could also argue that the game certainly doesn't need that either. As soon as you kind of get into the game, you've got your usual options. I always go for career option. You know, you've got other options as well, as you do on previous Football Manager games. You want to like create your own club, etc. But this is me really in the career mode. So kind of one of the first things you do once you go into, you choose your team, you choose your manager, create your manager, either create yourself or a real world manager, whichever you want, obviously. And then kind of off the bat, you're given like a new thing to choose from, which is like you've got to choose like 3 principles. As you can see now, you've got to choose like 3 of them out of 10 options. And it's got things like teamwork, resilience, respect, all that kind of stuff. So you choose 3 principles that you want your team to kind of abide by going forward, sort of thing, which is a new change. I don't know what kind of effect that's going to have on, you know, your team or the way you play or anything like that. I don't know if it's just a nice little option that they've added to the game. So you've got that for a start. And then soon after, if you like, you're given like this new set piece type routine that you get into. And this kind of goes through different stages and how you want your team to set themselves out and how they want to react into certain set piece routines, you know, at free kicks and corners and things like that, where you want the team and how you want them to, you know, do you want your team to counter immediately after corners and all that kind of stuff. So you've got a few different options in regards to set pieces that you can choose as well, and even right down to the nitty gritty of who does all the set pieces, so on and so forth. And the beauty of Football Manager, as always, is if you want to really micromanage every aspect of this game, then you're going to be very happy here, as you would have been last year. That option is here. You can literally go into the finest detail of any player or any stat, any piece of data you want. If you're more of a casual player and you kind of, you know, you want to kind of just choose your team, go into it and, you know, watch some of the matches and change some of the tactics here and there, you can do that too. You don't have to do all the micromanaging if you don't necessarily want to. So I really like that, the fact that this game, and last year's as well, allows you to kind of go in there regardless of your experience. And the game does ask you if you're an experienced Football Manager player before you go into the game, and you can kind of say yes or no sort of thing. So it won't necessarily over-explain. It won't hold your hand if you don't want it to, if you're experienced, if you know what I mean. Now, when it comes to the match engine, not much has changed, I certainly don't think. Certainly in regard to your options on the match engine. However, it does, and I don't know if it's not because I haven't played Football Manager 2023 now for a good few weeks. I mean, I have been playing it consistently since it came out, but I haven't probably played it because I knew this game was coming out. I kind of deleted it off my system about 3 weeks ago. I thought, well, I'll wait for this one now. And the match engine, for me, it looks a bit crisper. It plays a little more slicker. The players move a little bit more realistically and with a bit more pace and urgency about them. And you see, like, you know, some sliding tackles going in here and there. It does feel a little bit of an improvement in regards to the match engine. That's my early impressions of it, and as I've said, this is very much early impressions of the game from my perspective. I haven't put much time into this yet. I will try and give you a much more in-depth review over the next few days when I've put a lot more hours into this, maybe a couple of seasons before I kind of give you a bit more of a review. So if you're wanting massive wholesale changes here, you're not really going to get it. It's kind of got a facelift from last year. There are some slight changes and slight tweaks to kind of improve your kind of tactical options and stuff on set pieces and how you want your teams to behave in regards to the principles and that kind of stuff. Everything else feels very, very similar so far. So I want to play a few more of the matches to see if they kind of, because last year I felt like they were marred with constant VAR decisions going against you and loads of penalties. So I want to see if the match engine feels a bit more realistic than it did last year, because it to me it didn't feel necessarily hugely realistic on Football Manager 2023. So thanks for joining me for this first impressions videos, guys. Stay tuned to the channel for a full review in the coming days. So thanks for joining me.